Welcome to another flight review. As you can see on the title, today we are reviewing China Airlines, which is a Taiwanese-based airlines, and I've heard many great things. And I've actually flown them from Auckland to Amsterdam, but today we are flying from Amsterdam back to Auckland. I've actually lost all the footage from the Auckland to Amsterdam flight, unfortunately, as my hard drive went bust. But yeah, today I will be flying from Amsterdam all the way to Auckland with a full day stop in Taipei and a 2-hour stop in Brisbane. So we are walking along the Amsterdam terminal from the lounge to the gate. I didn't review the lounge as it was quite busy. I'm not going to review the lounge, but this is a tarmac view of Amsterdam. And during check-in, there's often times where I find there's upgrade opportunities. So if you are keen upgrading, you can definitely do that. But I'll tell you that it's actually not cheap. So if you want to upgrade, it is most of the time possible. And for premium economy, you get a dedicated priority boarding, and in some airports they actually mix the business class and the premium economy class, but in Amsterdam it's separately lined, so business class passengers board first and then premium economy. After that we have economy. So as we are getting on board, you can see that the cabin is in a 2-3-2 configuration, at least on the Airbus A350. I've flown the 777 as well from Taipei to Amsterdam, and they are in a 2-4-2 configuration, which I don't really like. But on the seat, you can see that a sleeper has been given. There's headset, but the amenity kit came after takeoff. So on the seat, just outside the tray table, you can see that there's a little extra tray table as well. There is a leg rest, which is a little wonky. You have to sort of know how to use it sometimes. You just have to play around with it. And then on the lower right hand side, we have the remote for the IFE, and then we have the headset plug, and then some storage area. It's not that big, and on the bottom we have a universal power plug, and then right next to you is a little more storage area and a personal reading light. And for the headrest, it is adjustable, so if you don't have a neck rest thingy, don't worry since the headrest is adjustable. So after settling into my seat, the cabin crew came around and offered hot towel. And they give a menu as well, so you know what is given for the flight. As we have some technical difficulties for the aircraft, we were stranded in Amsterdam for an extra hour. So the flight time is about 13.5 to 14 hours, but adding the extra hour, it is much closer to 15 hours. And one thing that you will find on the aircraft is when you board, they actually play a lot of advertisements, so you actually don't get to use their in-flight entertainment until they start the pushback, which is a little annoying, but it is something that you just have to deal with. And the seat belt is quite bulky with the padding, which I don't really like. It just sort of feels a little more restrictive, and it just feels like there isn't much space for me. And if you are sitting on the aisle seat, there is a little barrier right in the center, so you also get less leg area since there's this bulky barrier right in the middle of the seat in front of you. So if you can avoid the aisle seat, you might want to do that. So after departure, this is our first meal. We have a ginger sauce pork with rice, and we have an entree, fruit platter, bread, and some cookies and cheese, and end with an ice cream. One thing I really like about the A350 is their digital signage. So unlike the traditional ones, which is like a strip and they have a light behind it to light it up, this is a sort of a screen, a small screen, and they show the seatbelt sign, which is very cool. And of course they have mood lighting installed in the aircraft as well. The in-flight entertainment comes with flight tracking, of course, and it's very customizable for me as a pilot. I like my height to be in feet and my speed in knots. Some people might like it something else, and you can configure that on the menu, which is very cool. But one thing that is like on the 350 that I found on the 777 is a cockpit view. It's not actually an actual cockpit view, but a point of view from the cockpit, but it's a virtual head-up display view on your in-flight tracking, which is very nice. But unfortunately I've lost that footage. As you can see, the in-flight entertainment have a lot of movies and TV series. You basically cannot get bored on the aircraft. And after a long flight, we have our second meal, and I got an omelette, and it comes with a fruit platter and a yogurt and a bread. The toilet is not that spacious, but there is a posable cup for, I guess, mouthwash, and we have some fragrant mist and a moisturizer. My layover in Taipei is about a full day. So after spending a full day in Taipei, it was time to head home again. If you want to check out my Taipei adventure, make sure to check that out. It is on my YouTube channel, along with many other cities as well that I've visited. Some of them are in the States, some are in Europe, and of course some are in Asia. So make sure to check them out. My conclusion for China Airlines is that I find that the crew is sort of a hit or miss. Some of the crew are really nice. Like one of my flights from Brisbane to Taipei, I guess because the cabin was sort of half full as well, so the cabin crew actually have a lot more time, and they even helped me to hang up my coat, which is a very nice gesture. But I guess it sort of depends on how busy the cabin is. But even though sometimes, like as you can see at the very start, when the cabin crew was giving me the menu, they were very nice, very chatty. So some of the crew absolutely 5-star, but some are just not quite there. So it's really pretty much a hit or miss sort of situation. But for the food, I find that it's very nice, very tasty. Some of the food, especially for the entree, as you can see, one of the plates have prawns, and I couldn't eat them, so that's a bit of a bummer. But I don't really have much of an issue in terms of their main course. All of their main course are very tasty, very nice, and the portion could probably be a little bit bigger since it is very tasty, but yeah, no complaints on the food department. But do be aware that China Airlines do operate on a different crew between Australia and New Zealand, so the service in terms of the soft product is very different compared to the long haul flight. I have a brand new pack of the Amenity kit here from China Airlines, and this is what you will get on all of their premium cabins. They are all the same and they come in this plastic packaging, and it has China Airlines logo here and the north face on the Amenity kit. So this is what the Amenity kit look like. We have the zip here, the north face branding, and a little tag here that says China Airlines. No, it's actually that way. And we have a little sort of handle here, and it feels a bit like a plastic kind of feeling, but it's actually quite nice. Right, so I'm going to open this up, and this is what it looks like inside. Firstly, we have the 3M earplugs. So this is a disposable earplugs, or it's a foam earplugs. So this is not the best quality earplugs, but it's better than nothing. And then we have a water slipping mask, and I am sort of a side slipper, so I don't really use this because it will get all over my pillow. But if anyone is interested, they do give you this. It's by Laneige, I think that's what it's called. And then we have the toothbrush and toothpaste. It's a pretty sort of like standard one-off use toothbrush toothpaste. I personally use it a couple of times before I throw it out, since the toothpaste you can actually use it for like at least like 2 times, probably 3-4 times. Yeah, so I usually keep this for a couple of use. And then the last item, we have a eye mask. It's actually very comfortable. I have been using one, and I'm actually still using it. It's actually very comfortable. On the front, you have sort of a silky sort of texture, and then on the eye side, you have sort of a it's a bit like a towel, but a soft towel. So that's sort of like what it feels like. And then you have the band here that goes over your head, and then yeah, basically that sort of like goes close to your nose. So it's actually very comfortable, and I use this quite often, especially when I'm traveling long haul, on a flight, on a bus. I just pull this out, put this over my eyes, and usually I sleep pretty well. So this is a must-have for me now. So it comes with the Amenity kit, which is really nice. And that's it. We have a sort of silica gel. so obviously it's not much of a use for you, but it goes inside. And on the inside of the pouch we also have the China Airlines branding. So obviously China Airlines and the North Face, they partner up for producing the Amenity kit. But yeah, that's all there is inside. It's not a lot. I've seen a lot of videos where Amenity kits was sort of like packed, but this one is kind of basic. I'm not sure whether they have a different type of Amenity kit for the business class, but this is what you get for the premium economy. So if you want to win this Amenity kit, it's brand new. I haven't used any of this. I'll put it all back in the packaging. So I'll give this to one of you if this video gets 1000 likes, and I'll put the competition link on my blog once we hit 1000 likes. And if you haven't checked out my blog, make sure you do that. It's travelwithdamo.me. I'll put the link on the description below, and yeah, you can check out my blog. I have a lot more things to say on my blog about this flight, and I have a lot of other flights as well that you can check out. I have Latam, I have Malaysia Airlines business class, and Latam is also business class, and I have Air New Zealand, which I've flown quite often in the past year. So it's a comprehensive review of Air New Zealand. It's very interesting, and it's very comprehensive as well. It covers a lot of their fleets, their lounges, and also their aircraft types. I've flown their 320s, I've flown their ATR Bombardier, and is it Bombardier? I can't remember, but one of those small aircrafts for the regional. And I have just recently flown their Dreamliner on their business class as well. So go check it out. It's very comprehensive and interesting, and I have a lot of opinions about them. So make sure to check that out. I have a lot of hotel reviews as well. So if you're traveling to somewhere and you're curious about the hotels, the products, or the service, make sure to go to my blog and check it out.